Affirmative, Alpha. We received
Oh my God. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir. It's uploading back to base camp.
That's incredible.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. I can't believe what we're going to go over today because this is truly shocking. And this kind of information should be provided on a mass scale to the public to let them know about something very big is about to happen. And that is Ripple's IPO, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, XRP, the standard. I want to set the tone for today's video with a video by Albert from Fortress. You guys know, leading enterprise crypto company Ripple acquires Fortress Trust. Take a listen to what he says here about regulatory clarity and the bankers and who's on that team.
All right, now, Albert, a lot of your team have a regulatory background. So tell me, how does that impact the way you operate your business?
Yeah, so I spent my years as a regulator, 25 years as a state banking regulator, the last 10 as the banking commissioner in Wyoming, which colleagues with me that we have roughly 75 years worth of bank and digital asset regulatory experience, and I think that will position us to be a leader in this space, give us advantage. And then another part that's very important is because we have to have some strategic tech thinking, tech forward bank partners, someone like Tom, who's a career banker, coming on and managing those and establishing those relationships is also very important for us.
Let's go back to Ripple acquiring Fortress Trust and basically making their army, their team, because Ripple's not going to go in there and fire everybody. Now Ripple and Fortress Trust coming together, making that bond of their legal representatives with 75 years, okay? That just shows you how crazy things are about to get. The legal structural layout within Ripple, and even going to Matico, right? They acquired crypto custody firm. They just bought them out for $250 million. And they're highly regulated along with Fortress Trust. And again, Ripple. That is why Ripple is the highest crypto asset out there with the most legal clarity. And when Jerome Powell says whatever technology, whatever we use will require the highest level of regulatory clarity. You see where things are going now? I'm going to play the full video in a moment by Albert and what is Fortress Trust. We'll break it down in that video. But Ripple has been getting ready for IPO. And in my opinion, it's going to happen this year or early next year. But I'm leaning towards this year before the end of the year. So Ripple buys Matico, right? And then they acquire Fortress Trust. I'm going to break down the benefits to this, okay? And then don't forget, they acquired 40% stake in Asia's leading cross-border payment specialist, Tranglo, okay? And don't forget the Galaxy Digital Holdings transcript of their first conference call for this year for quarter 2023, first quarter. Take a listen. They're just keep buying. More broadly, in our global market business, on the back of the record year for our investment banking team, we advised Pantera, a leading blockchain asset management firm, on the sale of its stake in European digital asset exchange Bitstamp to Ripple Labs in Q1. So Ripple bought out Pantera's stake in Bitstamp in Q1 of this year. And why is this so beneficial to their IPO? Okay, well, let's take a look. Expansion strategies pre-IPO. Why companies consider expansion before IPO. Okay, so one, we're just gonna cover a few here. Growth and expansion. Expansion strategies enable market diversification. Diversification is always key from a retail perspective and also from a company perspective, especially when diversifying the product or service portfolio can attract more investors during the IPO. Because now we're going into this IPO and the big guns, not the retail investors, okay? Not the retail pre-IPO investors. The big guns are gonna look at this and say, holy, you got some cash. You're buying all these technology companies up, which you're gonna utilize your technology within their infrastructure, and you're gonna plug and play that, what you got going. Okay, that's pretty much where this is going. Ripple is gonna utilize its technologies on these platforms. Okay, that's exactly how things are gonna play out here. Revenue and profit boost. Strategic moves can increase revenue and profitability. Improve financials, enhance valuation before the IPO. Okay, you see how this all makes sense? I'm just giving you the facts. These are just facts leading up to an IPO. And let me tell you one thing, there's probably some deals that have been made but haven't been public yet. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I just feel like it's too good to be true for, like, I think they have some couple deals up their sleeves that are not public yet. Long story short, expansion strategies before an IPO are strategic and aim to boost valuation, attract investors, and position the company for success in the public markets. And Ripple is shaping up, ladies and gentlemen, to be an all-in-one enterprise. And the moment when the world finds out, it'll be too late, because realistically, I'll buy some XRP at maybe $10, $20, $30 just because I'll still FOMO in. I'm telling you, you're gonna FOMO in. But it's just gonna feel weird, you know, buying at those prices. But a lot of people are gonna sell. A lot of people aren't gonna afford XRP. Think about it, for 100 XRP, no, let's just say for 10 XRP, if XRP is at $10, people are gonna spend $100 just to get 10 XRP. That is crazy, right? It's gonna happen 100%. But the thing is, it just blows my mind. Now let's get into the video of Fortress. Okay, take a listen to this little clip here, what Fortress does, what they do, and how they're very, very pro, regulatory framework, and they want to stay within those pillars. Take a listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But I'm running out of hopium, what people call it. I'm just kidding. I'm not running out of hopium. Before I get into the video, just a little quick rant in terms of patience. These individuals, and what I mean by that are the individuals that control the world, the publics, the markets, the stock market, the crypto market right now. They all know how the human mind works. They know that we don't have patience. They know how easily our minds can be diverted towards something else. And if you disagree with that statement, I genuinely ask you politely to unsubscribe from the channel, because we just don't see eye to eye. If you don't think those statements are true, that's beyond me. But they're waiting for the individuals to get bored, raise inflation. If they hold crypto, well, they're gonna have to sell their crypto because they can't afford the cost of living. They will drain you. There's only a handful of amount of individuals that can go through this hard times of bear markets. And I've seen both sides. I've seen the low ends. I've been in this market when the market cap, the whole market cap was 200 billion and under, folks. Okay? I've seen the bull markets come back down, go back, come back down. I've been through that. And the biggest takeaway that I could give you guys is to just keep educating yourself in this sector, because in the future it'll be very beneficial to you, understanding how this whole infrastructure works. And just sit back and relax and be patient. Patience is one of the hardest assets that you could actually afford, well, you can't even buy it. It's all in your brain. If you can't control your brain and your mindset, then you're just a feather in the, just flying around. You know, you gotta have discipline, you gotta have patience, you gotta understand what you hold, and things are gonna play out very handsomely, and we're all gonna celebrate together. We are not stupid people. Okay, we are not stupid. We are not dumb. There are a lot of, oh my goodness. See, this is why I didn't want to rant, but there are a lot of smart individuals in this XRP community that blows my mind, folks. A lot of smart individuals. And I've publicly asked many times for people to email me, tweet me, DM me, give me the mathematics, give me the math behind how XRP can't reach $100, okay? Nothing. It logically has to reach $100. It makes absolutely 0 sense for it not to reach $100. But again, do not wait for $100. That's all it is. No one's gonna sit there with 40,000 XRP, let's just say, or 10,000 XRP, and not sell a single one until we reach $100. That's just not going to happen. A lot of people are going to be taking profits at 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. And frankly, being honest with you guys, a lot of people are going to be gone. You know, like, with that being said, let's get into this video by Fortress. That was a long rant. I do appreciate every single one of you guys. People have no idea what the fuck's about to happen.
What's Fortress Trust?
So, Judy, Fortress Trust is a fully regulated, fully licensed, non-depository trust company. And we're part of a larger ecosystem that we call Fortress Blockchain Technologies. And under our umbrella, we have Fortress Wallet, which is a fully embeddable, white-labeled wallet. And we have Fortress NFT. So we're able to do your NFT minting. You combine that with Fortress Trust, and we are an innovative, full suite solution for Web3 infrastructure.
Yeah, and the idea is this area is developing so rapidly, and we want to be positioned to be a leader in it and not a follower. So it's a heavy lift to have all of those under one umbrella, but yet we think it's worth it because really NFTs, tokenization is, I think, the next evolution of the internet, and we want to be a leader in that space.
All right, now, Albert, a lot of your team have a regulatory background. Mm-hmm. So tell me, how does that impact the way you operate your business?
Yeah, so I spent my years as a regulator, 25 years as a state banking regulator. The last 10 as the banking commissioner in Wyoming, which, if you're familiar with that, Wyoming was a leader and tried to be fostering to institutions that wanted to be in the crypto and blockchain space. And so from that, I was able to see the industry, the crypto blockchain industry, evolve rapidly. But part of that evolution requires a compliant manner. You know, the move fast, break things, ask for forgiveness, not permission mentality has shifted a lot in digital assets. And so when I came on at Fortress, I wanted to make sure that I had as much regulatory chops as possible. But I wanted to find team members that understood and know how to balance both innovation and regulation. You can't have one without the other. You either get yourself in trouble or you just freeze and don't get anywhere. and so we're building a team up. I've got some core colleagues with me that we have roughly 75 years worth of bank and digital asset regulatory experience. And I think that will position us to be a leader in this space, give us an advantage. And then another part that's very important is because we have to have some strategic tech thinking, tech forward bank partners, someone like Tom, who's a career banker, coming on and managing those and establishing those relationships is also very important for us.
Judy, Fortress has a regulatory body within that nobody else has. We are unmatched in this environment, which is why we bring experts in like Albert and some of his folks that he brought along with him. So we're very blessed to have the regulatory piece to our puzzle.
My name is Brandon Smith. I'm a 32-year-old video producer. So I originally invested in Tesla in 2017. I invested $10,000 and today it's worth, I think, about $1 million, give or take a couple $100,000 depending on the day. And you know, it's really only just beginning. I found this guy, his name was Galileo Russell on YouTube. He has a channel called Hyperchange, and his first or second video kind of inspired me, and I looked around further and I found this forum called the Tesla Motors Club forum, and there was these really smart people that covered the company in ways that, frankly, I just wasn't seeing in the news. And I was like, these guys are digging deep into the financial documents of the company and really knew what they were talking about. My reaction when this stock exploded in 2020 was, finally. I mean, the stock traded flat from 2014 through 2019. Back in 2017, the direction that the world was going. I mean, these weren't just cars that we're talking about. We're talking about propulsion in general. Planes, trains, automobiles, you name it, all of this stuff is going electric. I have never really thought of a point to where I would say, I'm good, I'm gonna sell. You know, yeah, I'm currently at a good spot, but if you look at the company's trajectory, we're only at the beginning. I have no reason to sell, mostly because, you know, I've got my own place to live right now. I'm not in any big hurry. There's no real reason to completely upend my life and ruin the ability for me to, you know, look at this growth rate and just give up on it and say, yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. That's crazy. You got to be a part of this.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. I think what we're building has, you know, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.